adulting on its own is the road less traveled.
Yeah.
How do you guys navigate through that?
Adulting is a tough one for me because I hate growing up. I hate what comes with it. Yeah. It's simply boring. It's just it's just boring. And responsibilities, I feel like sometimes I ask myself, do the responsibilities actually create a wall to block my creativity sometimes? Because sometimes I don't have the time to think like I did when I was a younger person. Creativity and adulting come together at such a boring point where sometimes you have to make a video that you don't want to make because you have to meet deadlines or money need to come in. And luckily, I don't think I've had much of those where I had to create some content just because for the check. I don't think I've had that yet, but I know all of us get there sometimes. We create stuff that maybe we don't want to because we need to. It's like the same thing people do when they get a job so that they can pay for the equipment and stuff like that. Just to do this right now, and so that tomorrow you have what you need to do to get to your dream. So that's where adulting comes and needs creativity, because you're going to have to buckle up and do things that you might not find fun, and to get to where the taxi of your dreams is going to.
Yeah. I think for me, your adulting hit me like a pile of bricks when I moved away from home, because when I was still at varsity, it was a nice cushion. I always knew where I was going, what I was doing. Very protected. I was very protected. And then I moved away, and unfortunately, I just didn't have the family that could support me financially. So I remember in my first year, I was borrowing a lot of money from friends, from my friends' parents. It was a huge struggle, and adulting sort of, my mental health took a strain because of adulting. And I think I'm learning as I go, and luckily I have a partner that supports me in this adulting situation. It's probably been the most difficult part of my life, is just having responsibilities and me being responsible for myself, making sure that there's food in the fridge for myself, making sure that I can pay rent, I can keep the lights on at all times, and also those things that just come out of nowhere, especially with a job like YouTube, where I could have a check this month and next month have absolutely no money coming in. It definitely hit me like a pile of bricks, but I just had to be hopeful all the time. Especially with this road less traveled, you have to have so much hope, and you also have to have faith at the same time that something's going to work out. I'm not a religious person, I'm being a spiritual person, but I've got faith in myself that things will happen and things will work themselves out, as long as I'm always ready for the opportunities. If I keep creating the content, keep making YouTube videos to the best of my abilities, the opportunities will come. I just have to make sure that I'm ready, so that when somebody says, Sibu, I need you to jump, I'm ready. I've packed my stuff and I'm ready to do whatever is needed of me. So I think when it comes to adulting, when it comes to taking the road less traveled, have faith in yourself and your abilities, and also refine them so that when the opportunity comes, you're ready for that. And a lot of people would call that luck, but it's just preparation and opportunity at the same time.
I think from my side, the worst part when it comes to adulting is that when you're a kid and you see all the people,
you can't wait, dog.
You think that everything just comes together. You see your parents come home with groceries, you see just things making sense, and as you grow now, you realize that this entire thing was a joke.
And they worked for that, dude.
Imagine.
They worked. They went to work, they came back, they took care of you, they cooked for you, woke up the next morning, made sure you got to school, and it's like, how did you do all of that? I'm tired now. At my young age, I'm tired. Imagine doing that and having kids to do that.
And they're nagging and they're asking for money. When you receive money and you're like, this is mine.
Exactly. Imagine how you have to give it away.
But I think also with my adulting journey, having finished my degree,
Finished.
Listen, I just want to bring things together.
Because
I think with YouTube and it being such an isolating experience, I think your relationship with YouTube over time changes. So prior to finishing my degree, I really couldn't balance the two. And even though I was able to scrape through, and then I ended up getting a job, and I've been able to do that as well in between my channel as well, I got to a point where I realized that I want YouTube as well. And I know why I want it. I don't want it for certain things like fame or for clout or anything like that. I want it because I know I want to impact people.
Yeah.
So through that adulting journey and just saying, I'm going to take accountability and ownership of this dream, it changed the way I also saw my creativity, my channel, and then you do feed or have those opportunities where you just need to do it to balance things out, but at the same time, you still have those incredible highs
Yes.
that make the whole thing worth it.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of us are secretly hoping that, you know, we'll get to the tip of the iceberg. It's just gonna be good. You know?
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to YouTube and the journey and things like that, you both have been incredible leaders, and I think you've given us insight into how to go about being creative as well, especially when we, as you know, Black people haven't really had an identity in that space.
Yeah.
So I think that's really, really cool, and I know both of you aren't really the best with compliments and things like that. So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah.
George, you're gonna say one dope thing about
Dennis.
Sibu that you really mess with and you really, you know, want to just say, I acknowledge that, bro, that's really dope, and you're gonna say the same thing back, and then we'll wrap things up.
It's Defining Love with Sibu and George.
Guys, I say this to Sibu all the time. I compliment him on this all the time, so it's not new.
Hopefully he'll believe you this time.
Hopefully. Sibu, guys, I feel like I've witnessed him many times sell sand to the beach. Sibu can sell an ice block to the article, you know, to the article.
Yeah.
Sibu is a great talker, something I don't have. People watch these videos on YouTube and online and say, hey, George can talk. I can't talk. Like, I don't want to go as far as to say it's an act, but it's just a performance. It's just a performance. I perform. I'm a performer. I know how to perform. But give me a stranger, give me literally anyone, let me sell myself. I can't sell myself. I think that's something I'm trying to learn, and I'm learning it through Sibu. Sibu will find any way and anyhow to actually speak very clearly, very angangingizi. I think, hey, I have a YouTube channel. It's doing great. I'm amazing. This is why you should put your money on me.
Yeah.
You know those pitches where they say if you got into an elevator with a CEO and you had 15 seconds or 30 seconds to pitch your company, Sibu would get the contract.
Yeah.
By the time the CEO presses the button to where he's going. He is that well spoken. He was made for business. He is a great creator and he's a great businessman, which both of them come so well on YouTube. Is what you need to be to have longevity in this industry that we're in right now. So I think he's well equipped. Just Captain Side.
I've never heard that before. I like that. George. I think I don't actually think I've said this to George, but I've said this maybe to Uche, where it's like it's the other side of YouTube, the creativity. I hate it when people call me a creative, because I honestly don't feel like I have a creative bone in my body. I really don't think I'm a creative person. I think I know what to do at the right time. I think the timing. I think that's my thing.
Yeah.
And so one thing when I look at George, and I said it earlier, when he comes up with ideas and I'm like, how did he do that? I think that for me is the biggest thing. It's like I've throughout my life I've done a lot of creative things. I started music in high school. I started doing art, and then I could draw, and I just think for me, I think I'm a hard worker, but there's just that little thing that some people just have. There's that thing that makes people special, especially in the creative space, and I think George has that, and that's why I love working with him on the business side of things, like you said, because I just want him to focus on what he's brilliant at and make sure that is always a top priority for him.
Yeah.
Because like, dude, when you're creative, I'm always like, God damn, how does this guy do this? Like I sit sometimes and I'm just like a video comes out and he won't say like what video he's doing, and I'll just see the title and I'm like, how did he even come up with that? Like, where did that creativity come from? I think I'm a good innovator. He's a good inventor. I think that's what it is. I'm a great innovator. I know how to make things better, but George can make things out of nothing. And so I really look up to him for that. Yeah.
That was that.
Thank you.
Gents,
Thank
thank you so much for featuring on Defining. Plug yourself, do yourself.
Wow, there's a lot. Subscribe to Sibu Mpanza, subscribe to Mpanza, subscribe to Arcade ZA. That's all me. Follow me on Twitter at Sibu_Mpanza. It's one of the people.
Hey.
Trust me. So I'm, like you heard, I'm OK Wasabi, OK_Wasabi. You can find OK Wasabi on YouTube. You can find Sushi with Wasabi. It's a channel with the most beautiful women in the world. As soon as you see a beautiful girl, say, oh yeah, that's it. So Sushi with Wasabi, OK Wasabi. Follow me on Twitter. I'm OK Wasabi, and on Instagram, OK Wasabi. Thank you.
Thanks, gents.
Thanks for having
Do the
us.
things, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to Defining.
Get Defining to 10K.
10K.
I think this is it now. This is 10K.
Yeah.
These videos.
Take this
10K.
moment to get into 10K.
Yes.
This is the defining moment.
Come on, somebody.
Do defining punchlines.